Hi, in this video I'm going to be going over a few of the more advanced speech tips that you'll be able to use inside of a Model UN conference. Now the first two are going to be, they're going to seem pretty straightforward, but they have an extremely large impact on the perceived quality of your speech. You see, the first two are memorization and eye contact. First and foremost, eye contact. When you're giving a speech, you want to make sure that you are there with the audience. You are looking them in the eye. You're scanning the room from corner to corner, and you're looking at each and every single delegate inside of the audience. The primary reason for that is because, for one, you'll be able to gauge the reaction of how good your speech is going. If you're actually looking at your audience and engaged with your audience, you're going to be able to tell, like, am I actually saying something that's impactful? Are they understanding what I'm saying? If you look into an audience and they're just, then you might need to add a little bit more energy into the speech. Another thing about eye contact is it makes you seem a lot more confident, being able to look them in the eye and state your case. The second thing is memorization. Now, I've been to plenty of conferences in my time doing Model UN, and the biggest pet peeve of mine is when somebody walks up to a microphone, they're carrying a laptop or they're carrying a notepad, and they're just reading verbatim off of a script. Now, this is not only unprofessional, it also really messes up the flow of your speech. You can get distracted, maybe you'll lose a page, you'll lose the line, and you just won't know how to recover smoothly and eloquently to be able to have a very strong, impactful outcome. So memorization and eye contact are two of the most, I would say, basic advanced speech tips that I could give somebody that they try to prioritize in practice. The next two are a little bit more high concept. First, it's going to be finding your speaking style. You see, everybody speaks differently. Some people are slower, more methodical, they rely on data. Other people are more enthusiastic, full of energy, able to command an audience inside of a room, but they may not really have a lot of the details and content behind it. What you need to find out is what your speaking style is. Are you a fast-paced speaker? Are you an energetic speaker? Are you somebody who likes relying on data and information to prove your point? These are all things you're going to have to ask yourself when you're giving an MUN speech. Finally, what you're going to need to know is how to end your speech with a bang. You see, too many times I'll see people go up, they'll be staring at their notepad, reading off the list, and then the speech just ends. Like a speech just flops on the ground like a fish, and then it just flatlines. What you want to do is try to make your speech cyclical. If you have an opening hook on your speech talking about, using myself as an example, about the international community being asleep or your country feels like it's in a nightmare, you want to reincorporate that idea at the very end of the speech. What this does is it connects the beginning to the end, and it adds a nice little bow on top. Instead of just saying, "Thank you, Honorable Chair," and "Thank you, fellow delegates," give them a call to action. Give them something to feel, give them something to care about, and first and foremost, make sure that when you're done with your speech and you're looking at your audience in the eye and you're not reading your notepad or reading your laptop, you can look them in the face while you finish your speech and their jaws should be dropped. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do that in having a memorable ending speech, but a lot of it's going to come with what topic you're talking about. Bring up what it's like for a family to live in a war-torn zone, what it's like to be impacted by climate change. There's all these different ideas that you could end the speech with that tries to relate to the audience, whether it's a personal story or an impactful allegory. You need to be able to find that way to really close it with a bang. And so these are just 4 basic advanced speech tips, as ironic as that sounds, that can help you excel in your Model UN career.